It's like non-stop.
But usually that means lots and lots of alcohol, drunken louts and shady ping pong shows, creepy old men picking up girls a third of their age, and prostitution.
We know that for some travellers there tends to be a bit of a what goes on tour stays on tour kind of attitude. And that's fine, but you really need to think about what you're doing in a place like this.
Sex tourism contributes more than $4 billion to the Thai economy, about 3% of GDP. The Thai government says that there are 76,000 registered adult sex workers in the country, but the World Health Organization says it's more like 200,000.
But many people are critical of this controversial aspect of Thailand, with some suggesting that the bars and clubs are exploitative of women, that the working conditions are poor, and that the bar girls are kind of trapped in this life.
You wouldn't know it to look at this place, but prostitution is illegal. Still, Thailand regularly tops the list of nations where human trafficking and sex slavery is allowed to flourish. And it pays to remember over 500,000 people in Thailand are infected with the HIV virus, with many of these people actively working in the sex industry. Dave, an Australian expat, runs Sharky's bar on Bangla Road. He says that his organisation is above board and compliant with authorities.
The Thai government's brought in a law that girls working in a bar have to have medical checks monthly. If the police come in and they have a girl working here without a medical check, they'll close the bar down for 3 months. When it comes down to it, we're only here because the Thai government lets us be here. You can't look at Asia through Western eyes, you know. There's no public liability. Everybody's responsible for their own actions. You can drink as much as you want. If you don't cause trouble, you don't get into any trouble. As long as you've got respect, Thais are big on respect, you don't have any problems at all.
But what about the girls who actually work in these environments? I asked quite a few of them if they enjoyed doing what they did, and I kept on getting the same message.
Everybody come here for enjoy and feel fun. We just drinking and fun.
Happy, yeah, happy. People come my bar happy, jingle bell, everything my bar, yeah.
see, don't think anything, that fun only. Fun.
The girls come in every day. They bless the bar for Buddha because they want a good night. They want the bar to make money. I mean, they're Buddhists. They're good people. They're happy. Anyone who comes here for holiday, just have to look at them. They're smiling. And, they're not exploited. They're having a great time.
Maybe they are happy, I'm not sure. But the one question I was left with was how much fun can you have living in a place like this? I've got to level with you, I came away from Tong with a pretty bad feeling in my guts. Obviously for some people this is travel heaven, but behind the smiles on the surface you could see a real sadness that was difficult to avoid. To me, this was travel hell.
The protesters have camped out in the heart of the capital at major shopping districts. This is Ratcha Prasong, and it's just across the road from a very popular shrine. It's surrounded by hotels. Tourists therefore come here, but if you take a look around, usually this entire area is rows deep, full of people waiting to have a look, waiting to pay their respects. But if you take a look around today, there aren't many tourists here.
Thailand is a tourism icon. 26 million visitors last year, 8% plus of the GDP. You can see how important it is. So in the long term, we're worried that that growth will be slowed down.
One of Bangkok's landmark tourist attractions has seen a sharp drop in visitors per day compared with this time last year. It's high season for tourism in Thailand, and at this time of year, the ticket office tells me you'll usually find 15,000 people passing through these gates to visit the Grand Palace and Emerald Buddha Temple. But that number's dropped to 3,000. The Tourism Authority of Thailand says some private sector travel and trade associations are projecting a decline in bookings by 20 to 30%. It admits Bangkok is clearly being affected, but it says the country's provincial destinations are benefiting from the business being diverted away from the capital.